that up.
God, please tell me you recorded that.
I did not record that, but we are live on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. The only show during the week where you get to blast the books or stash them. So that way you don't have to worry about spending your hard-earned money. Let us spend the money, and you can find out if you actually want to go buy the damn thing. As I said on our Facebook page, this may be the last Sunday night. We're not sure. We're trying to get stuff figured out. I'm going to have a little more duties at Pooh Lagoon.
You said duty.
I said duties. So yeah, my hours are changing at work, so I'll be working Sunday night. So either we're gonna try to find another night we're gonna go live on, or Mr. Huey's gonna take a step back and not be part of the show for the summer. You know, it'll be like one of those WWE characters that gets hurt, and all of a sudden I had this awesome, great entrance back into that, and everybody's cheering and screaming, "Yeah, he's back!" You know.
Yeah, I don't think we see that happening.
Oh, okay. Or I'll pop out from underneath the apron with a chair, and I'll give Drew a good chair across the head, you know, for making all those memes, the Bigfoot about me.
That seems realistic.
So, okay, we're gonna go and go. Paul is out tonight. He's running. He's sick, and then Mike is a no-show. He's MIA. Tried to get a hold and tried to call, nothing.
He's
but we're gonna
tired,
go with
man. He was chasing fat Harleys all day.
Dude, you don't have to run that fast.
You can't run that fast.
If they get out of breath too quick, you can catch them really easy. But if you want to catch them, that is. So let's go to jump into the books for May 15th, 2019. And we'll jump in and start with Drew and your first book.
All right, here's something nobody else on the panel probably read, but I'm absolutely loving it. Sorrentino, Lemire, Gideon Falls. This story is absolutely crazy. Started off as a mystery. Now it's like kind of like a manhunt through an interdimensional weirdness. Jeff Lemire takes your brain out of your head, totally fucks it, and then he puts it right back in. And this is great stuff, man. Close to my pick of the week. Loving this every time I see it. Really good stuff. Stashing it.
Doesn't Black Hammer do some interdimensional traveling too? And that's
all about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering if it's too much of a I didn't stray too far from my nice pattern of what I like to do.
No, it's totally different.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's very different.
Nobody else did read that this week. You're a loner on that one, Drew.
Hey,
we'll go to Joe. He's looking a little. There he is. What's your first book for the week, Joe?
I was trying to cheat and look at some notes before I had to talk about something.
Oh, I didn't even take any. I didn't have time.
Let's talk about War of the Realms. It's the event, and it's been consistently good. I've been enjoying this a lot. What can we say about it? Well, let's crack it open and take a look at something. Let's just go ahead and do that. So this has been just epically, well, I don't know about epically, but we get beautiful pages like this. We get them trying to get all the other realms, little detachments from their militaries together. We got Ghost Rider picking up some spiders to bring to the warp party, right? That's kind of cool. But the coolest thing about this is the fact that Odin and his old lady still have the hots for each other, and they're about to make out on the battlefield. And he's got the ultimate rubber on. It's an Iron Man suit. This has just been epically hilarious and just great action. Everything that you want inside of a comic book. You got the lady turning, or Odin's wife turning kind of evil. I don't want to say evil, but she's on the good cocaine, right? So there she goes there. The color in it's been beautiful. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of this kind of art, but it's been really striking me lately. And just the subtleties have been just landing in this. Like, you can't walk away without catching hints of things in it. And it's just been a great storytelling overall. I've been enjoying the hell out of this. This is a hard stash for me.
Yeah, this has been this. I don't think this was as good as the last issue, but this definitely still was good. The art kind of is hit or miss for me. I mean, you can definitely tell Punisher didn't miss Arm Day at all. I mean, he's got some massive freaking arms. I mean, they're not proportionate to the rest of his body. So I mean, he's just massive shoulders and arms. I mean, Zek kind of drew Punisher kind of big too, but at least a little more proportionate. And I don't understand what the hell was going on with talking about the light elf at the beginning of the page you showed. We're talking about that light elf, the queen or whatever, had been scarred. Is that supposed to be a scar across her face, or did she just get done eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich, or was she?
Yeah, I thought that was kind
down
of
on a dark elf, or what was that? I don't know. But this has been good. Consistent stash. Great. I think it's a great. Oh my goodness. Talked about it before. Great book that goes over across all of the other books, and it's been good too. It's not like that Last Secret Wars or the other crap that I thought was garbage.
Last Secret Wars was fantastic.
This was not Secret Wars. What was the other one? Civil War. Thank you. That's the one that was crap. This has been good. This has been consistently good, and something I'm looking forward to reading every week. And Dodderman's art's been pretty consistent. I said, other than the Punisher's arms for me, but it's a stash, solid stash for me. How about you, Drew Manchu?
Man, I picked up both of those covers. I got the A cover and the Aaron Cooter cover.
The Cooter cover.
Cooter cover. Hashtag Cooter cover. Yeah, we got those. This is a stash. I've been telling you guys since Lady Thor, fucking the Mighty Thor with Jane Foster. I've been telling you, and this is the same creative team. It's Aaron and Dodderman and Wilson on colors. It's been consistently the best story for years now. It's really great, and this is just more of the same. This is kind of the crescendo of his run. I'm kind of excited to see where it ends off.
You have your chat open yet, Drew? Or do you get that?
No. I was working on it, and then I stopped.
I got you covered. We have Discovery Bay Comics, Comics Misexplained, Macedon Comics. The Gray Man came in. We've been chatting it up on YouTube back and forth with the comments. He's actually got some pretty good hauls going on. And that's it for now.
Okay. We'll jump into my first book, and it is Immortal Hulk number 17. So
Captain Dadpool hopped in the chat.
I know, I saw him. You
I got that shit rocking now.
Go, Captain Deadpool.
Oh, I got all kinds of things going on.
So at the end of the last issue, Banner was trapped in a room with solar lights and allowed the Immortal Hulk not to come out, and he's getting chased down throughout the compound, and he's trying to find his way out. He's finding little hidden passages, and he finds a computer, and he's thinking, "Oh my god, I have the smarts. I can hack this thing." And you're thinking maybe he's trying to hack it to turn the lights off so the Hulk can come back out. But he knows that if he could work it just right, and it goes through different stages, he can actually get Gamma on, actually get more strength and become the Hulk. I don't think this Fix-It Joe. I got to flip through this again. It is not Fix-It Joe that comes out. They talk about Fix-It Joe in here, but he doesn't come out. But this was good stuff. And then, of course, now we get the Abomination spoilers coming through. That's going to be his next villain coming through. This has been good, though. Consistently good. I like the fact that you think it's going one way, and Banner's you think his thought process is going that way, and it ended up changing. So different. Definitely a good story for me, and continuing to stash this. What about you, Drew? Yep, I got both those covers too.
Stickity stash, baby. Look at this Battle Lines variant. Hulk's just hulking out.
That's not my favorite Battle Line.
I think it's fun. I think this was really fun, and I think it was a must buy. As soon as I saw it, I was like, "Yeah, we'll do that." His Ross covers are great as well. The story has remained consistent, even though the spec has cooled off. Good thing. Really liking this. The print runs are getting higher, so you shouldn't have trouble finding it, man. Good stuff. What is this, 17? So this is, the end of this arc. We're going to get into something else after the next issue, so we'll see where it goes.
Joe, on Immortal Hulk.
Man, how cool is this? We get we get Joe Fixit, but we get his personality, not the actual Hulk version of him. We get what he would look like if he was Bruce Banner, which is super cool, right? Because he's kind of a gangster, like legitimately in the old comic books. He was a Hulk that lived in Vegas. That and he was susceptible to the same thing under the moonlight and the sun situation that he has now. So that was really cool. I like how they kind of hinted towards that in this comic book, kind of paying a little homage to that. But at the end of the day, we get this kind of newer, I almost want to say cooler. Like he's just straight up just a guy's guy in this, and I really like that. I like how he tapped into using Banner's smarts to hack into things. That splash page with the monstrous mess of a Hulk with all the different faces and stuff in it before it explodes, that was awesome, right? And then we get a hint at what Abomination is going to look like, right? So we get that as well. I mean, I'm waiting for the boring issue in this run. I really am, through the arcs and everything. And it just hasn't happened yet. Thank goodness for that.
It was issue number 3.
I don't know. I liked issue number 3. I thought it was pretty good.
Man, the one with all the scatterbrained art.
Yeah.
No, that was the one. That was the stinker in the group. The cover was great, though. The whole looking peer into the hole in the chest.
That battle lines, it doesn't scream Immortal Hulk to me, though.
It screams Hulk, doesn't it?
It screams Hulk, but not Immortal Hulk. I mean, I guess with this Immortal Hulk, it's a different personality. Just don't think of it as like, I think of this as like the John Byrne kind of Hulk,
I always thought it looked more like that Amadeus Cho Hulk.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like that in the face.
Who is now what? Well, he's not Hulk anymore. He is
Braun.
Braun. That's right. Because I think Drew still reads Champions, don't you?
I do not still read Champions, and that's why.
It's because of Braun?
It's because they nerfed him. He was pretty great for a while, and they nerfed him.
Oh, they had to nerf him.
No, they didn't have to nerf him. They don't have to do anything.
He was a fiction character, and they had to figure out that, well, Hulk's coming back. We can't just get rid of him, so we'll just make him something crappy.
It was lame.
Okay, Drew, what's your next book?
All right, guys, I'm gonna give you a twofer. Okay, I know you guys like deals. You know you guys like deals, and these are 2 books that I don't think anybody else read, so I'll review them together.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Marvelous X-Men and Next Gen. This is kind of the New Mutants Generation X kind of take on what's going on in the age of X-Men. The kids from the Wolverine school in after the schism. So you're getting Glob and Armor and Anole and all these characters. Shark Girl. This is really fantastic. Glob is not susceptible to the mind wipe kind of brain control that is going on, and it's because of his wax. He is putting his wax on other people's heads and protecting them as well. It's really weird, but at the same time, it's a really good adventure with these younger characters kind of going outside the box of where they're supposed to be and encountering danger along the way. I really dug it. There's one more episode left, one more issue left, 5 apiece before they wrap this Age of X-Men up. And they're finding out that some of the students are part of a splinter group that is not directly associated with Apocalypse, but it is not preaching the love, but actually going to do some actual terrorism. So this ends with an explosion, and we're going to see where it picks up in the next issue. Marvelous X-Men, on the other hand, is your main X-Men team in the Age of X-Men. There's a little bit of a chat in here between X-Man himself and Phoenix, or Jean Grey, where she's kind of becomes a little bit suspicious, but then gets it all wrong and says that these are all visions. They're not visions of a past that they shared, but they're temptations that she needs to avoid. Pretty cool stuff here as well. You get the attack by Apocalypse, where he basically just shows up and makes everybody make out with each other in the street. Super weird. It's all the way out there, and I can see where it lost a lot of people. I find it really interesting and strange. Colossus finally goes to make his move on Kitty Pryde. Exciting stuff, man. I like this. It's a really neat kind of House of M take on where the X-Men have been recently. And I like what they're doing with these characters and the way they're exploring it. I know I'm one of the few people left reading these things, but I stashed both of them.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying. I was too busy doing other things.
Strangling raccoons.
Strangling raccoons. Say it's on a different topic to go off of. It's fine. Joe, what's your next book?
Oh, I don't know. Let's talk about something we've read. All right, let's go with Amazing Spider-Man number 21. Spoiler alert, our new villain in the background or on the cover here that has no name, he's not in this book. Yet again, we're still waiting to find out who this guy is. But thank goodness they did put a good story in there. I've been enjoying this storyline. I really like the capacity of this and where it's been taking us. In this one, we're playing a lot with the various themes. And one of the ones that I wrote down and I thought was most interesting was the Lizard's relationship to his son. And one of the things they're playing off of is something that's often used in family therapy called the 3 Ps. And generally, it's the role of a father to play the 3 Ps, which is provide, protect, and prevent. And the father's trying to do that by actually sacrificing himself, by having this chip taken out of the back of his head that kind of normalizes him, makes him more human, not do bad things, and how vicious he's got to turn into in order to do the right thing. I always like that kind of contrast where you got to do something bad in order to get something good done, because it really kind of blurs up those lines. And I always like the way that writers take that concept and streamline that out to where it makes sense. And I think they're doing a good job in this. I absolutely am enjoying this. The stuff about all the villains ganging up on things is just float note. That's all that is. But the real story here is there, and I really like that. So definitely a stash. The art's been solid in it. Yeah, I'll keep picking this up until it gets weird.
Is Otley still on the art on that?
No.
This
is Ramos's arc, but this is a break issue for Ramos, and it's drawn by Gerardo Sandoval, who does a really good Ramos impression, to be honest.
I didn't read it. My LCS had hey, I thought you might like this cover, and there was the Black Cat cover. This is Sunjin Joe. I don't know. That's the artist on that. That's a pretty badass cover. So I ended up picking it up. I haven't picked up Amazing Spider-Man in quite some time. But so this is the villain you're talking about. Huh?
Who did that cover? Hugh G. Rection?
Yeah. Yep, that's it. So the villain you're talking about is on the cover. Is that the one from the very first issue? 20 issues back? He still has not made his first official appearance?
Still have no idea what his name is.
Huh. Crazy. Oh, Drew, what'd you think of Amazing Spider-Man?
It's a stash. Hunted is really a great storyline. Lots of great callbacks to Kraven's last hunt. And the fact that Crazy Kraven still has black suits laying around that he can patch Spider-Man up and put him in a new suit. Peter's just like, what is wrong with this dude? Yeah, this is good stuff, man. I enjoyed it. The Lizard stuff was great as well. The art was consistent, even though it is a fill-in artist on the issue. I think he did a great job working his style in the way Ramos does. So good stuff, man. I dug it.
Okay. My next book. I'm actually kind of glad this is almost over. I think it is 12-issue run. I've always been a big fan of like the Scout books and stuff like that, and that's Black Badge, number 10 by Boom Studios. I do absolutely love like I talked about it last time, was how we have these smaller print companies that have these great cardstock covers, and you have Marvel and DC that has the shit. This is good quality stuff. So at the end of the last issue, the Black Badges were actually captured. They end up getting away, and they're finding more history about the whole Black Badge system and how the previous Black Badges were sent into a mission that they were meant to die in. And so now they're actually getting sent on that mission that they're supposed to be killed in because they've done all the jobs they needed to up to a certain point. Now it's time to get rid of the Black Badges who are currently enrolled in this scout program. Again, it's getting kind of a little bit off kilter for me, but I'll finish the whole Maxi series out just so I have it and I can say I've read the whole thing. So it's a stash just because I want to complete it. Other than that, sorry, no, not doing it for me. And now we'll go back to Drew. Well, Drew was picking this up, but you said you ended up selling the ones you had.
Yeah, man. I liked the first couple of issues, but it wasn't something that really grew on me at all. Yeah, I think White Whale got a bunch of Black Badge stuff in that massive box I did on the Heroes Initiative box. So,
well, I don't think you'd fit the whole Boy Scout. Oh my God, I can't even think of it right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not a homosexual.
Wow.
Teen Titans number 30.
No, we can't just jump off to a point
This
like
is
that.
a stash.
Wow.
Oh man.
Wow.
What's his name? Fake ass Deadpool. Deathstroke is dead. She put an arrow in his head, the red arrow. She's a badass, Mama Jamma. This is a rip, roar, and romp. Teenagers yelling at each other for lying to each other. Oh my God! But what's that all about? Well, I'll tell you what. It's because Robin had a black site prison underneath where they were chilling, and Red Arrow knew about it, and Flash found out about it, or Wally West, whatever they're calling him, Kid Flash, found out about it, and then they didn't tell everybody else about it, and then all the villains broke out and they had to kill Deathstroke, and now they're like, what? We're not even friends anymore, blah, 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 blah. Boom, Lobo shows up. End of the book. This is a stash. Good stuff.
Yeah, this has been oh no, Joe read this. Yeah, Joe, go ahead.
Sorry.
Teen Titans.
No.
You didn't?
No, you're
Why
wrong.
do I have your name down on here?
Don't lie. I don't read Teen Titans.
I asked you Teen Titans. You said yes.
I say yes to a lot of things. I drink a lot.
Oh, okay. Well, sorry. We'll chalk that up to alcoholism. Yes, Teen Titans number 30. This was great. This is a great cover, too. I love this. Yeah, it's just hold them fighting back and forth. You see the team breaking up. You see Crush get super pissed at Robin for touching Jen. You know, it's like, hey, she said don't touch her. And she like chucks him over the freaking wall and then elbows Flash. And then, of course, again, it said Lobo shows up at the end of this. We'll see how Lobo plays out. Maybe we'll get a reveal of who Crush's mom is. There were rumors about it was Harley because they had that Lobo and Harley crossover that was out, 2 years ago or something like that. But Teen Titans has been consistently good. Definitely love it. Was it Glass and Chang are on this? Wasn't no, he was on Super Sense. He wasn't on this. What's his face? But Stash.
What is his face?
What is his face? You know what face I'm talking about. You know who it is.
I never have any idea what you're talking about.
Tomasi.
Tomasi is not writing Teen Titans. He should be.
He never did, though, right?
No, but he should.
Okay. He did Super Sons.
Yeah.
I see Captain Dadpool has a couple messages that were retracted. I wonder what that was about.
He was talking about you. Terrible things. And he thought better of it.
He thought better of it? Yeah, he's Pacific Northwestern.
He retracted those messages.
I'll drive right up there, up to Washington. Hey, retract this, buddy. Go ahead, Joe, with your next book.
Yeah, antagonize the chat. Why don't you?
Hey, this may be the last show we're having, so I'll go balls out, dude. I don't care.
Don't pull your balls out. This will be the last show we ever have.
Oh, yeah, well.
We've been saying nothing but good things about Carl. Let's go ahead and blast something. All right, let's talk about War of the Realms, Giant Man. Technically, should be Giant Men because they got more than one in there. But that's not the only literary mistake that was made in this particular comic book. The sheer fact that somebody put pen to paper and thought that this would be a good story is a bleeping moron. Nothing landed in this. Nothing made sense. Basically, I'll give you the premise. Let's take the guys that can grow into giants, paint them blue, and pass them off as frost giants so they can infiltrate and find out what's going on.
I'm kind of upset I didn't pick that up based on that description. It sounds hilarious.
You just want to be confrontational. But here's the problem.
I'm just saying, that sounds hilarious.
Look, none of the jokes landed because they were just not in the right frame. Like, there was a couple of dick jokes in here, right? But you had to go back and read it to realize it was a dick joke. Like, I was in the Army. I did dick jokes. We tell dick jokes all the time. This did not let this person that wrote this, I'm not even going to look to see who it is. I don't care. Does not know how to tell a dick joke. That's just basic guy functioning there.
You guys heard it first. Pocan Joe, dick expert.
Yeah, I was pretty much born with one.
Pretty much, he said.
And he's seen a whole bunch of other ones up close. So,
look, this is such a bad book, and the art in it does not make any sense. It is just a garbage-filled book. I think somebody was trying to be funny, genuinely trying to be funny, but just doesn't know how to take what's in their head and put it into their fingers to write it on paper correctly. Things like context are very important when telling jokes. No context in this, just randomness going on. This is probably the worst War of the Realms book thereof. Don't waste your time, energies, efforts, or monies. Get it digitally, and you'll be much happier, I promise you.
yeah, you heard it first here. DS Comics, you're up in the chat. Don't buy this book if you didn't already.
If you don't want to see people turn into giant blue people, don't buy that book. I did not read that. Drew did not read that.
I did not, but I mean, the synopsis sounded good. The not being able to tell dick jokes part kind of turns me off. So I don't know if I will buy this. I'm on the fence.
I was pretty weak. It didn't work. Okay, let's talk. Oh my goodness, what do I want to talk about? Let's talk about this book. I'm the only one who picked it up. And I think I'm not going to pick up. I think there's only one more book left on this. This is The Devils. It's a World War II book. I talked about it before. It's about the Japanese retreating into a swamp. They think it's haunted, and they end up getting attacked. And this one guy who's kind of against the whole Japanese and what they're doing. I mean, he's still part of their army, but he doesn't want to follow the orders. He's kind of leading them into here, and knows that they're going to be decimated. Is it a big alligator crocodile? Maybe. I don't know really what it is. It just keeps going back and forth. There was one American who was on the side saying, hey, these are, they had some Japanese soldiers. Hey, we shouldn't be treating them this way. Should be treating them with respect. And then his commanding officer ended up giving him a report. All of a sudden, bam, it just changes tune. He starts going out beating these Japanese people up for reading a report. Apparently, that was enough to change his mind. So I don't know. This is a blast for me, and I won't be picking up the third. I don't care how this ends. This says it's supposed to be based on a true story. I don't know. Maybe a true story of giant alligators. I'll have to look it up on Wikipedia. Maybe see. Or Joe, maybe do you have any World War II stories of giant alligators?
Yeah, I kind of didn't show up there, bud.
Wouldn't you know though, Huey? I mean, cryptozoology is kind of in your blood.
I'm talking about Joe about military history and stuff like that. I'm sure.
I'm talking about you being a half squatch and that being damn near the same thing as a giant alligator.
I think I'm going to talk to my local guy.
If you were born in a swamp, you probably would have been a half gator.
I might have been a half gator. I think I'm going to talk to my local guy, Mark Melton, who did that one commission for me recently. I'm going to have him do a comic book called Half Squatch.
It sounds like a great idea.
And
your life story.
My life story.
Quick, popping off in the chat room. Gray Man wants to back to the Crush thing. She could be a blood clone somehow? ? Anything's possible in comic books. A lot of people are saying they're not getting giant men, not man. Let's see here. A lot of highs. What's up? DS Comics showed up, and Macedon says he will not be getting any of the War of the Realm books. So there.
Wow.
Buddy.
Yeah, take that.
Realms.
Take that, War of the Realms.
So before we jump into Drew and his next book,
For me? Okay, I'll hold.
Give me a chance, a little bit of talk here. So we got, looks like we got. Let me reset my thing here. Looks like we have 3 thumbs up. Let's see here.
I see 6.
I see 5. There we go. Maybe I'll give it a thumbs up. How about that? So thanks guys for giving us thumbs up. Make sure you do give us that thumbs up. Share this video. Let people know we are live. I said we were looking at maybe potentially moving to a different night or what we're going to do. Podcast only. We're still trying to figure out what is going on with the schedule. Definitely go check out our Patreon. Comic Misexplained won Captain America 25 from our Patreon. That's the first appearance of Falcon as Captain America. So that's one of the books that we're giving away. I'm still lining out this books of the month, but definitely go check us out on Patreon, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And now we're moved back into Drew with your next book.
Alrighty.
Pick something good.
Something good.
Yeah. No connection. Are we still live?
Yeah. It says we're live.
Okay.
Are we not live? Chat, are we live? Live. Chat. Live. Chat, I think we're live. I'm watching right now. We're live.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a little bit of a lag, so I don't see myself doing what I want to be doing. I see myself what I was doing moments ago.
Yeah, well, that's
called science. Let's talk about Justice League.
Don't run into yourself. You'll change the timeline.
No, that's not true. Or is it? Who knows?
Or I guess Endgame kind of taught us that, huh?
All I know is the Back to the Future bullshit.
Okay.
All right. Justice League. This is good. Snyder's writing it. Jorge Jimenez on the art. It is fantastic. We get the villains coming back to be good guys in this alternate reality nonsense fucking story here. Superman's still trapped. We get little flashbacks to John and Lois. I love the fact that that's done properly. I love that Jorge Jimenez gets a chance to draw Superboy, the proper Superboy, once again. Yeah, this is great. I'm stashing it.
You almost sound like a little Adam Sandler there when you're going through that. So hot. Joe, Justice League.
Yeah, they're actually telling a decent story here. Very gripping. A lot of interesting things going on in here. I didn't know how I was feeling about the whole, Superboy coming back and he's older, and that kind of lasted way too many issues. But now that they've set up that premise, it actually kind of makes sense now that, yeah, this has been okay. I like this alternate dimension thing. I like them fighting each other. I like the fact that Superman is kind of not in the picture right now. At the end, we get the cool new Batman suit thing that's supposed to just devastate everything and change the game for this particular storyline. I like that. I like this World Forger guy. I like his philosophies for why he does what he does. This book has a little bit of everything that's interesting. No matter how you want to look at it. The art is a little busy for me. It's a little old school. There's like a lot going on in the panel. A lot of art going on. That can be kind of off-putting, but other than that, I mean, if that's my only complaint for a book, I think I'm doing okay.
Okay, I picked it up. I still pick up Justice League, although I am... What issue was that? That was 20-something?
24.
I think I'm about 22 issues behind. That's it. So I just got to get caught up. We'll be all caught up next time. Okay.
Just read those 22 issues. We'll pause.
We'll pause? Okay.
Yeah,
Wait for me.
Take a nap.
Okay. So my next book is by Dark Horse Comics, Mayberry and Lotfi, whatever that is. That is Last Stop on the Red Line. I read this book today on my lunch break. I was a little kind of confused on what was going on. It was definitely, it kind of came together a little more at the end of the book, for sure. I think I probably need to read through it again to get a better understanding of what exactly it was. I mean, knowing kind of the end and going back and reading, oh, okay, that's the connection, that's the connection. But it starts out like on the almost, I'm not sure if it's the Boston bomber, that whole thing, but it says, I'm not sure which is scarier, when you see the monster or when you don't. And it shows us the people all at this big race, and big bomb blows through and kills everybody. And then it talks, this is people on this subway, and they're talking back and forth, and the two girl and a guy end up getting off the subway, and then they find a body that was some monster thing, kind of morphed, and this bald dude that was just hanging out. I guess I don't understand what's going on there, but we find out this body was strangled. This girl was strangled almost to the point where almost decapitation. We talked about this. This detective finds her in there, and then he ends up running into the guy that was kind of falling into the acid trip, so to speak, I guess, at the beginning of that book. Joe, maybe elaborate a little bit more on that. But it was just so freaking weird, back and forth, back and forth. The detective brings that bald guy home that's fallen to the acid trip, almost little meat and potatoes. Too bad Joe's or Mike's not here to talk about that little meat and potatoes right there. But she's married too, and she brings him home because he saved her daughter from the murderous geese. Wolverine's in here apparently. So I think it's a lot of homeless stuff going on. But I think what it is, that bald guy that fell into that acid trip could somehow kind of go into these women's bodies who are getting killed. I think that was my understanding of this story. It was kind of really weird. Maybe Joe can elaborate a little bit more on what he thought of it. I mean, it's interesting enough that I'd probably pick up issue 2, but that's really freaking weird. Really weird book. How about you, Joe?
All right, so this is a good story. Here's why it's a good story. It's doing a very unusual thing that sometimes gets done in a lot of your detective noir type of writing, where they're kind of giving you just enough information and then popping new things in there. So here's what you basically got. I'll try to clean up the summary a little bit.
Please do. I have no idea what the hell he was talking about.
No, I don't know either. I'm just here.
We'll keep
those
this
are the best reviews, Huey.
We're in an environment or a world where creatures and monsters live. They don't make that very clear in the beginning of the book. However, there is a monster element that's being introduced to us. We can see them in their own little particular AA meeting. There was a Dracula type monster, a troll type of thing. They're in there, but you really got to look at it and listen, or not listen, but read what they're saying. You kind of pick that up. What we have going on in the subway is one that obviously has no problems with dropping bodies on the subway, and it's kind of its hunting ground, if you will. So that was kind of, again, you can't get it right there at the beginning. Now, our homeless guy that's being bald, he's obviously some sort of creature. What he is exactly, we don't know 100%. We do know that he has a drinking problem. We know he's got issues of some sort, and he is homeless, but there is something that makes him objectively special. So yeah, you were right about he can kind of go into, when this is happening, he has some sort of psychic connection with all this going on, and it torments him, obviously. So that's kind of an interesting take too. Again, the first issue was just a mess, and I think it's the way it's written, it's almost like it's purposely to be a mess. Like, it's constantly trying to keep you guessing what's going on in this story, like any good noir story would do. I don't think they're going about it the right way, however. However, I do think this is a good story. I think it's going to be one of those ones that you're going to pick up after issue after issue after issue, and it's going to be, you're going to end up forgetting about it. I think it will read better as a trade paperback. Just right there off the first issue, I'm telling you, it would probably make more sense like that. But I like what they're doing here. I got it. I I had to read it twice. And it didn't bother me to read it twice. But once you actually get in there and you actually kind of start picking apart what people are saying and why they're saying it in the context of everything, you start to realize that this is purposely being done to kind of keep you off your game. And it's almost like a challenge to read this thing. And I kind of like that. Also, in the beginning, the quote from Mr. Butch. This person is obviously from the Boston area because Mr. Butch was a homeless singer who played his guitar. He was a localized hero. And his song, I Am, We Are, or I Am Rhode Island, was a very popular song in that area, especially after the bombing. That's where the bombing kind of takes place there. This person obviously wants to speak to his hometown, and he's doing a very good job of that, even with the stops and everything along the way. Those are actual stops in the Boston tunnels. So I thought that was really cool. Somebody's got some pride of their home. They want to use it as reference. I support that all day long. Be proud of your home. But it's pretty interesting if you actually look up Mr. Boston or Mr. Butch online. You could actually, by the way, his name was not Mr. Butch. It was because of a shirt that somebody gave him, and it said, I am Butch. He would wear because he's homeless. But apparently you can actually catch some of his songs on YouTube and stuff like that. So I found this to be very interesting. My only advice for this particular comic book is do not give it up so quickly. About the third issue, if you're still kind of disjointed from it, definitely drop it at that point. It's not going to make any sense moving forward. But definitely give it that second issue. I promise you, this is going to be kind of a cool story, I think.
They're saying it says 1 of 4, so it's only a 4-issue run.
So pick up all 4.
I mean, I'll definitely give it a second read. Like I said, I read it on my lunch break, and I had a coworker trying to talk to me, and I'm trying to focus on this. And I got totally kind of lost in it, and I definitely need to go back and do a reread on it. I like the art on there. I thought the art was pretty good. Mm-hmm. They got the meat and potatoes. I mean, that was good. That was drawn well. And I said that'd be my favorite part. I do like the part when he's having dinner. This bald guy, like I didn't catch that they were all monsters or all demons or whatever. I didn't catch that, And he's having dinner with that detective lady, and her husband comes home, and he's like, "Oh yeah, hey, how's it going?" He goes, "My thanks. Now get out of my house." I mean, like, I guess I can kind of see that. You come home. And is this weird dude sitting having dinner with your family? You get the heck out, But yeah, the Wolverine character, the vampire character, it was all. But I'll give it a second read for sure. And we left Drew kind of in the myth, in the winds there.
Yeah, well, it's like that book made no sense, and you hated it, and he loved it. And now
I didn't say I hated it.
On the fence about it, and I still have no idea what the hell happened.
That's fine. Go give us your next book, and we'll forget all about it.
I don't want to forget all about it.
You go pick it up then.
Come on. Well, no, I'm not going to do that.
Well,
Daredevil number 5. This is my stash of the week. The art is great. Marco Cicchetto does the art on the interiors.
Easy, Mario.
He's so great. He does a great job with the interiors. And Marco Cicchetto, he draws the Daredevil. He's wearing the Punisher shirt. He's a bunch of the bad guys. He make a friends with the Heroes for Hire. And there's a Spider-Man there. And it's a good book. Stash of the week.
Thank you, Mario or Luigi, whatever that one.
Marco Cicchetto.
Was it anybody else? You were the only one that read Daredevil.
Well, you fuckers are out in the cold because it was the greatest book that came out this week, hands down.
I'd have to disagree. I'm going to talk about my pick of the week.
You didn't read it. You don't get to say.
Joe, your next book.
Oh, let's go to something that brought up some nostalgia for me, and that's Spider-Man Life Story, Part 3, 1980s. First off, I was so angry I could not get the variant cover of this because it's an 80s cover when there's a helicopter on the front of it. That's so 80s. But anyway, great story here. Basically, we're just kind of doing something similar with the symbiote Spider-Man and the whole Craven routine from back in the day. We're kind of playing that, but there's some subtle twist to it Because remember, we're dealing with what would have happened with Spider-Man if he actually grew through that passage of time. So he's an older Spider-Man in this particular issue. It looks like he's going to be going through a divorce. Aunt May's got dementia. A lot of personal crushing soul. Like if you thought Peter Parker had it bad, old Peter Parker that grew up through the Vietnam War to avoid it just to get thrown into an intergalactic war, just kind of really throws everything off. This is a sad book. Like it was sad, and it was so great at the same time. I enjoy this. I love what they're doing with this. It makes sense. Somebody asked me in Instagram, they're like, "What's with the missiles in this book?" And I was like, "How old are you? Like seriously? Like it's Cold War. You know, that any day now the Russians could bomb us." They're like, "Nah, I grew up in. I was born in '92," and I was like, "Yeah, we can't be friends." But but yeah, so this is just great storytelling. It's kind of a refreshing take off the same stories that we know over and over again. Kind of gives it in a different light. I enjoy that. It's not bad. Soft stash.
Drew, you read that Life of Spider-Man. Did you get the helicopter cover? No.
No, man, I got the 8 cover. These covers are really great. I dig them. Yeah, Joey's right. This is good. It would have been my stash of the week, but the Mark Bagley art isn't as nice as Marco Cicchetto. Mastodon says he's severely offended by my stereotypical impression. I wouldn't blame me, Donnie. Blame Marco Cicchetto for having a name that's so much fun to say. But yeah, Spider-Man life story, good shit.
Okay, now I'm going to go on to my pick of the week, and that is Guardians of the Galaxy number 5. Mike showed this cover off on the Facebook page. He absolutely loved it. I had to go get it too. So definitely good stuff. I like how this story actually connects in with other stories from the past. So at the end of the last issue, Star-Lord got shot. I mean, this is not out of the norm for him to think he's dead. It happened in Infinity Wars, where he got stabbed through the chest by Gamora. Gamora? Yeah. He makes light of that, saying, "Hey, nope, I've been shot. This is armor. I'm wearing armor because guess what? You know, I've been stabbed through the chest before. I'm not an idiot." Beta Ray Bill calls in a friend. Star-Lord's thinking it's Thor, and he's like, no, I'm good as Thor. I don't need Thor. I'm Thor. Lockjaw comes in. He's helping to find where Gamora is. And so that's just great stuff building up there. They go to find her, and then we find out that she's with the Dark Guardian. The Dark Guardians or the Guardians of the Galaxy Dark? One of the two. I forgot what they're called.
Guardians.
Yeah, so they have Gamora. They're taking her to Eros, Thanos' little brother, right? Is that correct? And of course, you know, again, spoilers. Don't blame me. Guardian takes a sword to the chest from Hela, which is, I mean, just badass. We find out that Hela's almost like death. I mean, that's what she is. And Cosmic Ghost Rider tries to attack her. She dispatches him fairly easy, and they end up taking over Eros. End up kind of taking over. I don't know if it's taking over Thanos, but that I think it is. It's what it is. He's taking over Thanos, or it's a new Thanos. And Gamora really wasn't part of that whole story anyhow. But definitely good stuff. It's a stash for me. Pick of the week. Because we have Thanos at the end coming back too. So to be concluded, I guess. It's only a 6-issue miniseries. But Drew?
Eros is Thanos.
Eros is Thanos, yes. Now.
Yes.
Yes. That's what
Thanos is Eros.
No, I'm sorry. Whatever. Whatever.
No, I'm just the corrections department for whatever raccoon strangling babble you got going on over there.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead there. What do you think of Guardians?
Yeah, it's a stash. The art is solid. The Jeff Shaw art is really great. Donny Cates is reading the tail. He knows how to factor in continuity, and I'm loving what he's doing here, man. It's a stash. 5 straight issues. A stash-a-roni. The San Francisco treat.
Did I say Star Fox? Is that why Comics Explain said that? Or did I say Star Lord? Hope I didn't say Star Fox.
You said Star Fox.
Did I really?
Do a barrel roll.
Shut up. Joe, Guardians of the Galaxy 5.
I don't know what you said. My ears are drunk. So yeah, this is cool. First off, Mama, them hips can push out some kids. Like seriously, that's crazy. This is good because you got all the cosmic goodness that you could possibly want in a story, just laid out for all the various characters, everything you want happening. It's great. And here's the weird thing about it. So everybody gets Gamora because they think that Thanos is going to be uploaded into her. They get her. Come find out that's not true. It gets loaded into Eros. And then Eros is going to go see a Thanos body that's trapped someplace. And he's going to re-upload it into there because apparently Eros can only hold the consciousness for so long. It sounds so ridiculous, like it should be stupid, but they really made this work, and I'm really liking it. It is awesome. I just saw Double S comment. That's great. Yeah, this is definitely a stash. If you're not getting this, I'm going to be honest with you. You probably might get a little lost at this point. You got to get issue 1 to get caught up on this correctly, and you'll enjoy every bit of that. But yeah, this is hard stash.
Drew, we're running out of time, so you got time for one more book.
You want me to do a lightning round?
Before we go lightning round, we could go lightning round now.
I only got 3 left.
Okay, we'll talk about one.
Oh, geez, fine. I'm all right. Do Oblivion Song 15. Bad guys finally show up. This is getting good. Stash it. There you go.
That's it?
That's all you get.
Going to Joe, I guess.
About another book? Oh, good Lord. Y'all make me want to... Y'all, I'm going to start charging y'all. Let's talk about a comic book that's finally getting good. Superman number 11. Yes, it's been this.
Nope.
But every week you got to have something to blast, right? So I've been picking it up to blast it. Guess what? This one's not that bad. This actually turned into a pretty good story right here. I really like the emotion he's actually putting into this one particular issue. But other than that, the art's pretty clean in it. It's not overly wordy for a change, which was refreshing. They actually let some of the art do most of the talking. I found that to be interesting. And I'm kind of curious how this whole relationship with Superman's dad, Superman, and the kid, Superman, how that's going to end up playing out. It's going to be weird. And I don't think there's enough to sustain this. But this particular issue, I'll stash this one. But I'm kind of curious. I think he's backed himself into a corner on this one. It's going to get bad real quick again.
Okay. I got one other book I want to talk about. This actually came out last week. This is actually I don't know if you call it a trade, but it's a hardbound book. It's by DC Vertigo. And it's an incredible story of D-Day's Lost Chapter, 6 days. This is based on a true story of this the paratroopers who end up, their plane gets shot down or they end up dropping off in a wrong place. You know, they can't meet up with the rest of their platoon. I don't know the vernacular when it comes to military stuff, Joe, so you can just cut me off anytime when I screw something up. They ended up reaching this little town in Italy, and they're trying to hold off the Nazis. And this is about their 6 days in this village. The village is helping them feed them. The villagers are telling them where the Nazi paths and where their train or their vehicles are going through. It was pretty good story. I mean, it's a quick read for, I don't know how many pages it is, but it's $25. So it'd be good to get a hardbound book. It doesn't end on a happy note, that's for sure. I mean, really, any kind of thing war related is ever going to end on a happy note. No, it's not. But this was pretty damn good. The art is okay. I don't think it's the best art in the world, but good class story of brotherhood. You know, they're going through. They have friends within this patrol, this unit, and they're making friendships with these villagers and stuff like that. But definitely a stash if you see this out, definitely pick this up. It's good stuff. Actually, my comic store wanted to borrow this back because the only one that he got is wrapped, and he doesn't want to open it before he sells it, so he wanted to borrow this. He's a military guy as well. So now we're going to go to lightning round with Drew with his 2 books, wherever he went to.
I'm right here, buddy.
Okay. You want to do a lightning round over your 2 books?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay.
Batman number 70 was a stash. Batman number 71 is a blast. There you go. 1 issue like every 25, Tom King. Really knocking that shit out of the park. Uncanny 18. This is all going away soon, but Rosenberg's telling a cool story. I like what the White Queen's doing there, kind of hanging out in the background. Cool stuff. It's a stash. Art's good. Story's consistent. Good stuff. Dunsky.
Oh, you're Dunsky. Sorry. I was
Yeah, Dunsky.
I was too busy taping bag closed. Joe, your lightning round. You got a little bit longer lightning round, don't you?
Hold on a second. I got to have a drink.
What your palate?
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. Old Man Quill. Hey, this is a great spaghetti western type movie or show, or however you want to put it. But the great thing about this is, and I've been noticing this too, this is also a horror story. They constantly have a monster of some sort. And in this one, we get Multiple Man and what it would be like if all of his different parts of him had to feed on a regular basis. And they go and they eventually start eating people. So we get like the spaghetti western with a horror, with a sci-fi added to it. Man, this thing's got everything. It's a great read. I highly recommend it. That's a stash. Uncanny X-Men number 18. This one was a bore. You know, they got to have a filler issue every now and then. I get it. Wolverine wants to go away again, do his own thing. Yada, yada, yada. Same story over and over again. Blasting it. War of the Realms. Strike Force. This was surprisingly good. I'm not a huge Captain Marvel fan, but I like this. A lot of themes on game theory being played in here. What's it like to be a soldier versus being a soldier in charge? Well, unfortunately, Miss Carol Danvers had to learn that lesson in this one. So we actually see Miss Marvel like not be perfect at everything for a change. And it was probably the best thing I've refreshingly from Captain Marvel that I've seen yet. Hard stash on this one. Enjoyed it. War of the Realms, Spider-Man, the League of Realms. If you don't know what the League of Realms are, that little group that Thor used to hang out with all them different warriors from different realms, kind of a play off of that, just with Spider-Man being in charge, being from Midgard, because Thor thinks he's the most Midgardian person he knows. I don't know how I feel about this one. I'm on the fence with this one. It's kind of all over the place. It's a little bit of a mess. But I like Spider-Man in this. Like, it's kind of fun watching him, and I get the play off of the different people from realms and how are they going to work together. Some of them are very aggressive and want to have war all the time. The other ones are kind of laid back. It's an interesting story. Definitely pick it up for yourself. It will be in the dollar bin no longer because it's not going to get a whole lot of hype. Not a problem. Moving on to DC, we got Batman 71. Hey, thank you. Thank you, King, or whoever the hell you think you are, for taking us out of the dream world, because he finally got out of it, and then maybe putting us back in it. This thing makes no sense. It's all over the place. You can't tell one thing from another in it. It's garbage. It's a blast. Next, Naomi, number 5. We finally find her superpowers. Guess what she does with them? She meets up with her girlfriend in an alley when they sit on the ground and they talk about how awesome it is to have powers. Moving on. Fair Lady. I like this. Writer has some things to say about equality, and you know what? They're going about it in the right way in this one. I really like what they're doing here. They're not saying, they're doing in this. This is a good read. I've been enjoying this. And every issue's like this kind of, it's a detective story, and it's kind of cool, and I've been enjoying it a lot. This one definitely came out on a twist. Last but not least, Farmhand number 8. This is kind of just an in-between issue right now. This guy wants Jebediah to fix him. Jebediah can't fix him. The plants have taken over, and things are getting weird. And we find out that the mayor, who also has a plant thing in her, really needs to protect Jebediah for some reason we don't know yet. That's the big secret in this arc. Pretty good stuff. Pick yourself up some farmhand. You won't be disappointed. And if you are, I'm sorry. That's all I got.
Yeah, I've only got one of the book, and not even a Frank Cho cover could save Batman 71. That's not even a great Frank Cho cover, I don't think. But this was a blast for sure. I mean, hey, Tom King, what are you doing to us? So that's it. That's our books for the week. We don't have a Shut Your Funko Mouth segment, but I did want to go over this. We went over this last time too. This was a different one. This is Wizard number 31. And I thought, oh, they have a little quiz in there. So I thought maybe he will go over a few of the questions and see if you guys can get it right here. Was Drew back? Drew's back.
I never
was
left.
doing. What was the first supervillain Spider-Man was ever faced? Was Vulture, Octopus, Chameleon, or Sandman? We know.
No, I don't know my ASM Volume 1.
Anybody in the chat know who was the first supervillain Spider-Man ever faced?
I got to go with Doc Ock on that one.
Pretty sure it's the Vulture.
We're going to give the chat a minute to catch up because we're behind. I'll circle and I'll go over it again here. Let's see here. Who killed Mockingbird? Mephisto, Satanus, Master Pandemonium, or Boo Radley?
Never a Mockingbird fan. I couldn't even the D.
Satanus.
Go Boo Radley.
I don't know either.
You don't know either. Let me find one. Maybe you guys might know. Okay, how about this one? Which of the characters does not have white sideburns? Now, remember, this is from 1994. Doctor Strange, Reed Richards, Nick Fury, or Baron Strucker?
Baron Strucker.
Here we go. Let's see. They're going through.
There's only three of us in the panel, man. Oh, them.
One more. The Vision was created by Hank Pym, MODOK, Ultron,
Hank Pym.
Electric.
Oh, MODOK. Or no, Ultron. Blah. Ultron.
No, this is 94.
Ultron was created by Pym. Vision was created by Ultron.
So if we go back to the first one, supervillain the Spider-Man faced was the Chameleon.
Good job, Chameleon.
Good job, Chameleon. Second was who killed Mockingbird? Mephisto?
Yeah, probably. He's the devil.
Which of the following characters do not have white sideburns? That is Baron Strucker. Of course, I think this is way before the Ultimate Universe and before Nick Cage. Not Nick Cage. I think the Samuel L. Jackson's.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. Nicolas Cage playing Nick Fury. Yeah, that sounds hilarious. I'd watch that.
Well, David Hasselhoff played Nick Fury in the TV movie.
Don't you talk bad about the Hoff.
I wasn't talking bad about the Hoff. I was saying
family. He's like my third cousin.
You
should see me shirtless eating a cheeseburger.
Dude, we've seen that. We follow you on Twitter. Vision was created by Ultron. Yes, Ultron. Bringing you modern technology like the blender. So that is it. That is the end of our Blasted or Statue show. Just over an hour long. Trying to cut it out of here so I can go watch Game of Thrones. Got to watch that season finale and maybe sign that petition saying, "Hey, you need to rewrite it." I don't know. There have been a whole bunch of people saying that they need to rewrite the season 8. I don't know why. They say it's bad. I don't think it's been horrible by any means.
It's been great.
It's been
Bunch
great.
of crybabies.
Yeah,
Bunch of crybaby feminists are upset that that Daenerys is a
whoa,
bad guy.
whoa! You're a left-leaning guy. You should be all about the feminism.
I am about real feminism, not about ladies thinking that a TV show is terrible because their favorite lady character is bad.
I don't know about that.
Well, check the internet. People are stupid.
So, Common Misexplained says, nice. Go live on a different day since you can't do Sundays. Well, that's the unfortunate thing. Our schedules are so wide out. I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. And that's usually the nights that we would all be available. And so Wednesday is too close to do comp day. Thursday might work, but I don't know. We're still trying to work it out right now. We'll let everybody know what's going on with the Blast of the Stash It crew. Maybe somebody might step in and host a show, and I'll be off for a few months. We don't know. Maybe that new host could just say, hey, Drew, hey, Dave, you're not coming back. I don't know. Maybe they say that.
Ooh, yeah, let's hijack the channel, Joe. We'll pick one book a week and just yell at each other for 45 minutes.
People would come see that.
They probably would. Drew, you got last minute shout outs before we wrap this episode up.
Look, man, everybody wants to watch the Game of Thrones. It's the season finale. But this is the season finale of your favorite. Yeah, well, this is the season finale, not the series finale of your favorite comic book review show, Blast It or Stash It. You know what? Check the gifts, baby. They're going to be coming at you. They're going to be coming at you because I got nothing better to do. I'm going to be stuck at work, and I'm going to be making gifts. I'm going to be throwing them in them comic quarter chats. I'm going to be throwing them in our hangouts. It'll be a good time. Keep your eyes peeled. There will be more Blasted afoot in the future.
Hopefully.
Definitely.
Joe, how about you?
If I got to hijack your channel and just make it me yelling about things, that's what we'll do.
Okay, we can do that.
I'll blast or stash Gogurt. Strawberry banana is a blast. This Gogurt sucks.
Be older than 12 years old. People over 12 don't eat Gogurts.
Don't you tell me how to enjoy my yogurt snacks.
Joe,
I wish we lived in the future where everything was served in tube form.
I got a tube for you, but that's for after the show. Joe,
simmer down there, coon choker.
Coon choker. Good, Joe. Shout out to Drew. Shut up.
Hey guys, don't forget about our Patreon. Swing by and check that out. Who knows, you might win a gift. Thank you for coming to the chat tonight. Thank you for engaging not only everybody in the chat, but us as well. Also, if you haven't had a chance yet, check out my Villains contest. Giving away some good comic books there. Check out the video. I think you'll have fun with it. Other than that, me and Spectacular Spider-Paul Grandpa have been at a Comic Con for the last 2 days, and I am exhausted, so I am out of here.
Fuck off said no more Patreon. No, I said we're going to continue in some capacity. I'm not sure what yet. We still got some talking to do amongst ourselves. Unfortunately, Paul and Mike were not here tonight, so we couldn't really get a good conversation and decide how the show is moving forward.
Too soon. We lost Paul and Mike on the same day.
It's day.
Terrible. It's terrible. They died in horrific accidents. Same kind of accident, different part of the country at the same exact time. It was like we're going to get to the bottom of it, though. I think this is going to be a detective show moving forward.
So we're not sure what we're doing going forward. Like I said, maybe we'll take off a month or so of that, or I mean, my schedule may change again. Who knows? But as of right now, we'll get something figured out this week, and we'll let you guys know. Yeah, definitely go check out our Patreon. We still have a book we're giving away for the month of May. I haven't figured out which book it is yet, but we'll be definitely giving that away. What else? Go check us out on Facebook. Follow, jumping. Oh my God, I can't freaking talk. Follow us on Facebook. Join that group and
dropping F-bombs on the way out.
Did I drop an F-bomb? Oh my goodness!
You just did it.
Oh my goodness! Paul's lick bag anyway. Yeah, he is. Join our Facebook group. That way you can chat with us and chat with everybody else through the Facebook group, as well as, if you look for a book, you're selling some books or whatever, put it on the Facebook group. Meet a fine group of guys and gals on there. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, as well as Patreon and the podcast. I just did a super podcast by myself. It was about 9 minutes long for about Lois Lane. I don't know if anybody heard that one at all. I was just talking about we
all heard it. We've all been talking about it.
Have you? I don't think I've only seen 2 downloads on that.
Behind your back.
I think you're lying.
Behind your back.
Yeah, I bet you are, you bastards. Okay, well, so whether you blast it, whether stash it, happy reading, and we'll catch you guys soon.
True man, true baby.